And now on the Riffs, Beards, and Gear channel, Rob Scallon.
So when Fluff asked me to be on his channel, I said, I don't know what to say.
Actually, you going dead face. It's pretty funny.
Are you still filming?
Yes.
Yeah, maybe we just use all that. That's the intro. So when Fluff asked me to help out his channel while he was gone and make a video for him, I was eager to say yes and help out because he's helped out my channel tremendously. We started working together a few years ago and he's mixed and mastered pretty much everything since then. And I've thrown him a lot of crazy stuff, like automaton metal recently, or every instrument song, or like backwards Metallica. And he's always up for the task and bringing his incredible skill onto my projects, regardless of how silly they may be. But along the way, I've learned a lot of ways to be nice to the person who's mixing and mastering your music. But I've also had some missteps. If you would like to really infuriate Fluff, here's how to do it. Send him an awful drum track. And not just performed badly, I mean like recorded badly. When we first started working together, I had this drum set that I got for Christmas when I was like 10. I didn't know how to tune the drum kit, and I bought the cheapest possible drum mics and just placed them anywhere with no regard for anything. So there was no possible way to get a good drum track out of it at all, except for maybe the cymbals. So he would use all that information and then have to go through and map out MIDI information for the performance. So I could have just been sending him MIDI files anyway, because it's gonna turn into electric drums. Just this way, it's way more tedious. This is a great bass guitar. Don't use it. Use your broken bass guitar you got when you were 9, or I think I was 12. Passive pickups, hardly any signal. This barely works. So with the signal he gets from this, he's gonna have to spend a ton of time into just making it somewhat tolerable, and he will hate you forever. Instead of sending him just the straight DI track that he could reamp into whatever great gear he has, just get really tied to whatever crappy amp sim your program defaults to, and send him that. Don't organize your files, or even name them. So now we just do MIDI drums. Now with the MIDI information, he's able to turn into whatever he wants and have full control on that, but there's still some great ways that you can infuriate him here too. If your song changes tempo, don't tell him about it. Also happen to be busy with something else, so he can't get the information from you, and then he just has to figure it out on his own. Or you can even take this further and just not send him the BPM at all, and then the MIDI information is just a jumble of notes. That's fun. Short time frames are a really good way to disrespect someone. Hey Fluff, I got this every instrument song, and could I get it mixed and mastered in 28 seconds please? Thanks, click. Make sure that every song stem is clipping. That'll get them. If you make a demo and listen to it a million times, you get pretty tied to it, and then when you hear the master track that's a lot better, you have all these changes. It's not compressed enough that make it just sound like the crappier demo. Yeah, could you not use the Mesa Boogie amp on this one? Do that like 20 times. It needs to be louder. I can still hear the snare drum until eventually you realize actually the first one you did is by far the best. DI box. Don't ever use it. And Black Star amps, only use Black Star amps. If you messed up a guitar solo or something, blame it on him. So if you're sending over song stems and you're sending like a solo, for example, instead of exporting every single instrument as the same length, just go ahead and go around the solo so that there isn't all this dead space in the track, and then he has to line it up later. Yeah, I didn't practice the rhythms, but could you just move them over? Make sure to make drastic changes to the song structure after it's mixed and mastered. So go ahead and follow those simple instructions, and you can really infuriate Fluff too. And yeah, Fluff, thanks so much for helping me out throughout the years and dealing with so much of my crap. And I hope you have a great time on tour. Thanks for having me on your channel. And everyone go see him on tour if they're coming by you. Have a good one. I knew it.